ninja must learn to face all difficulties in life and pass through all hard times.
Master, you did right. They should be banished.
I have also removed their ninjutsu. But since they have been born a ninja, they die a ninja.
What's going on, traders? Welcome back to another live stream. If you are new, my name is Zach. This is Real Deal Futures. Before we hop on the charts on this beautiful Tuesday, September 9th, 9:27 a.m. and ticking away, make sure you read what's on the screen. Trading is risky. Most traders do lose money. I'm not a financial advisor. I do not provide financial advice. Nothing I say or do is a suggestion or recommendation to do anything at all. Make sure you do your own research. Make your own trading decisions. Read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading, which is what this is. Even in funded prop firm accounts, and the affiliate and partnership disclaimer that says I stand to make money from links and codes in my content, like Top 1 Futures, code RDF, Bookmap, and others. Let's hop on to these charts, boys and girls. See what we got rolling today. Good morning, good morning. What's going on? We are streaming live on YouTube, Kick, and X. What's up, JB? Good morning, everyone. Hope you have a green day. Jordan, yo, what's up? Dwayne, what's going on? Afternoon, morning. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, depending on where you are in the world. We have a 7-pack of straight to sim funded pro accounts, 150Ks loaded up. These ones that I've been trading with you guys for damn near ever. Looking to work these things towards a payout or to lose them live with you guys. Big drop from Top 1 Futures yesterday. We'll be talking about it later, but just real quick to throw it at you right here in the morning. It's pinned, link to the chat. They dropped a new account type that is the lowest cost instant funded industry-wide by a long shot. You might want to check these ones out. You can head straight to the site, read the rules. 50% off. These are only running for 2 weeks, and then they are clipping them, I think, to reassess, take a look at what's going on, make sure everything looks kosher, and then, continue on or make adjustments. But the 50K is $149. Instant funded, no activation, no challenge, no none of it. The 25K is only $89. $89. Wild. Code RDF gets you the deal. Important notes on these. They do have a daily loss limit. They do have the equity stability score, but the drawdown is an end of day. It's not an intraday trailing drawdown. Profit target is lower also. Pretty wild. You guys want to check those out. It's pinned in the chat. But let's jump right into taking a look at the markets. Almost opened up and not just yet. Opening up in about a couple seconds here. Taking a look at the news for the day. Getting our day started off right here. No red folder news. Not a whole lot. Yesterday was a no news Monday. Took a W on the live stream with you guys. A little over $500 in each account. We don't have a lot of news today. We've got PPI, CPI kicking off later this week. I was not really paying attention that we were coming into rollover, but thank you to Kev. What's up, Kev? For pointing out that we are coming into rollover later this week. I think the roll date is actually the 15th on ES. So we'll be looking to see if things start to get a little bit funky coming into Friday. That's it's pretty much how I like to talk about that. I usually just see things start to go a little bit haywire. Volume starts to get a little bit thrown. Things like I think CVD can get a little bit kicked off. Things can just get a little bit funky as we come on to the fresh contract. Definitely order flow and, bookmap can look a little bit weird. But nothing too crazy today that we really got to watch out for. Could be another kind of choppy day. We'll have to see. So, taking a look at the daily real quick. I like to zoom out, take a look at the daily. This was pretty frustrating. This is pretty frustrating. So, take a look at the discretionary level that I had marked here. Right here, off of this level. You can go back on the live stream. I marked this before market opened yesterday with you guys. Would have been a beautiful entry. And I'm taking more higher time frame, wider stop loss, wider take profit, swing trades in my live account. And I actually had a limit order that I put on and took off yesterday and that I wanted to put back on to get short right off of the, let's be really exact with it so we're not telling stories. Yeah, 65.23. 65.23. We traded 65.23 and a half. It's pretty much just dead set in the middle of that zone, right? Stop loss above the highs from last week. Oh, prior week high is not where it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be down here, prior week high. Stop loss above the highs of last week. I think I had something into like the 70s, 60s maybe. Didn't get filled. If we come back up here, I'm going to throw that on in my personal account. Because I should have been filled on it, and whether or not it's a win or a loss based on this information really wouldn't make a difference. But coming into today, looking at this on ES for these accounts that we're trading, kind of interesting here. Kind of interesting. We pushed to the upside, returned to this area here, pulled back down. Yesterday's volume point of control. I am marking these. I'm running them on my TradingView chart, so I have to manually mark them on here. This is the fixed range volume profile. Gets a little bit overlaid on the 15-minute chart, but I run a 1 minute and I don't really see it on the price action, so I don't mind it. But it's good for this zoomed out 15-minute view where we're looking at, multiple days, a week plus worth of data. I could see a couple things happening here. I could definitely see a return down at some point before blasting off to all-time highs. I could see a pull way back down here. Really clean everybody out. I don't know if it will be on CPI or something like that. If we don't get a lot of movement and we just hang out up here, I do think data could just start to blast us higher, and maybe we don't do that. But I could certainly see a clean out type of move. We did get it here, so it's not like we didn't pull back after and sweep some lows and then start to come back up. But I could see one more gnarly one, if we're going to really continue higher, right? Maybe we start to chop around and just drift lower. Maybe we just chop around for a while up here. Again, maybe we hit some data and we really take off to the upside and we don't do any of that. But I don't want to have a bearish bias, but I'm aware of these types of, aggressive moves to the downside before continuation of the upside on the U.S. indices that can be pretty difficult to work with. So no news today. like yesterday, right? Here's yesterday's session, right? From the open, 9:30 right here, all the way to the close. Not a whole lot, right? Not a whole lot to work with. So here we are opening up here on the 15-minute chart. Let's see if we get something a little bit different than this today, right? I took a W here on a long, but look what happened. Came all the way back down into the close, then kind of just drifted around. I got long in here. Closeout was pretty sweet. I think I was like 14.5. Worked out, well yesterday. I just saw way too much on Bookmap that just did not look good for this to continue. We drifted back lower. Maybe on another day we take off. But again, no news today. We got some news coming in later this week. We got really big news next week. It is September. Usually markets start to kind of pick back up this time. Usually gets a little bit more interesting, but I'm coming in cautiously optimistic today, right? Another no news, no high impact financial news, I should say, trading day, right? So I want to be somewhat cautious. I want to be aware that we could see some chop. Why are my levels not coming across here? Come on, man. What else is not set up? So cautiously optimistic, not going to look to do anything too crazy. Wait patiently, put my trades on without reservation or hesitation, in the wise words of Mark Douglas, and let them play out. Let them play out. But be aware that, there is just light on the news front, right? Of course, at any time, tariff talk can start. We haven't really had too much of that. Anything crazy can happen, and we could see some wild movement in these markets. But so far, not too much. Not too much. So yeah, again, just to be, transparent about that, I'm not always calling out stuff that I'm doing in separate accounts and different things. I wanted to be short at 65.23. If we sell off, I'm not going to throw it on, but I'm likely going to be short for a longer time frame hold on ES in a cash account from up here, right? Why? Aiming for that move that I was talking about right off the open, right? Aiming for this for this really aggressive either wick lower, sell off, return deeper into that prior week candle before potentially continuing to the upside. And I know I'm dead wrong if we just blast off from here, right? Got a good way to structure risk on this. A really good way to structure risk. I would be getting short a very bullish market, but a little bit different approach in the cash account, the cash futures account, right? I'm essentially, long the U.S. Market across the board in personal investment brokerages with stocks. I don't mind being short. It's not a great way to look at it because you start to create a bias, but I don't mind being short in a personal account if the opportunity presents itself. So that's definitely something I'll be looking at today. But for here, going to wait patiently, wait for the market to start to open up. We're around VWAP. I could see a sweep of this level and then maybe another rejection to the downside. I wouldn't mind getting short in this account. Trying a short play where, if I'm wrong, we blast through, last week's high, all-time highs here in ES. But maybe we come down here, take out some lows, come back down toward lows of session yesterday. Could absolutely see that, maybe towards prior day low. But we're going to have to see. Going to see. Nothing crazy. Not going to do anything yet. Going to give it at least, let's say 5 or 6 minutes, unless we really start to blast up here. At least until after 9:40. That's the line in the sand for me. 9:40 a.m. Eastern. I really don't like to get involved before then. My data shows that I get cooked when I do that. It just doesn't help me out. But let's see. Let's see. Along with that, I was talking about the new accounts from Top 1 Futures. We might see some ducks on this day, on this fine Tuesday. Got some accounts to get given away. We got some instant funded accounts to get given away. You have to be on the live stream for a chance to get them. You have to be here to claim it. Ooh, I'm sorry. Didn't realize I had half my screen cut off. I also have the old banner up. I'm going to have to adjust that. Sorry, guys. It's 50% off. Top 1 Futures with code RDF. 50, not 55. I have the new one, so I got to adjust that. All right, let's see what we got going on. What's up, chat? What's happening? How we doing, everybody? How we doing? Andrew, what's up? Andrew Baggs, what's up? Wolf, what's going on? Barat, what's happening? I'm good, my man. I'm good. Scott, what's going on? Back in action. There he is. He's here. Had a good vacation. Good, man. Good. Yeah. Return to the Ducks. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Good to see you guys. Thanks for hopping on as always. Appreciate you being here. It would be pretty boring if I was just talking to myself on these streams. So thanks for being here. What's up, people on X? We always have a bunch of you that hop on. It's crazy. Pretty light this morning, though. I don't know if it's this week. I don't know if you guys... yeah, pretty light across the board. Well, those that hang out on here are going to have a really good chance to win an account. That's all I got to say. It's very light on views so far this morning. So in a helpful to you guys type of way, you are able to snag... potentially snag an account. So let's see. Let's see what we got. I'm gonna take a look at Bookmap here in a minute. Rejecting VWAP. Do we start to sell off today? Like from here? Was that the sweep? I'm really like, I'm worried that this was the return to this level. Really gnarly rejection. Couldn't get back above VWAP. Test VWAP at the open and then start to sell off. I'm gonna be really sad. For my live account that I didn't get this one. Probably should have just left it on. Probably should have just left the limit order sitting there. But margins get adjusted. Like overnight margins get adjusted like very frequently. I don't know if it's just with the broker that I'm with. And I would prefer not to have to just not to have orders be filling at that time, but I definitely should have had that one back on. So we'll see. 65. Oh no, don't want to do that. 65.23. That's what I was looking at. Let's see. Damn, son. All right. Let's see what we get here. Interesting. Whoa, no, not what I want to do. Sorry, guys. Interesting open here. I'm definitely not going to look short on this until we come back up above prior day high. I need to see a sweep of that level. I don't know that I want to be short on this right off the open. We do have a negative CVD. My gut tells me we either chop or we see some selling pressure come back in towards prior day low. I would just really like a clean way to structure risk on this, and I don't have it yet. I'd like to see overnight high or prior day high get taken out to look for a short. I don't think that we just blast through the all-time high today. It's not really on my radar. We could. Anything can happen, of course. But I'm going to be waiting to see if we come back above this 65, 16.5 prior day high, or potentially into this zone that I had marked from yesterday that we tested in the overnight session. What is this, 3 a.m.? 3:30. Yep, during London. Taking a look at Bookmap with you guys. My favorite order flow tool. I am partnered and affiliated with Bookmap. Can't stand to be unbiased if I stand to make money, which I do. Important to be transparent, but yeah, we got quite a bit of orders up here. Quite a bit on the book up there into the 65, let's say 13s. A little bit above 65.13. We do have a bit that came on and off the book. Back up here where I had that zone draw on the 25s. We now have some more up here into the 30s, 65.30, 65.32. Negative CVD. Yeah, I don't know that we come back up on this. Sellers not letting it come back above VWAP, continuing to show some volume to the downside. This looks like we might want to start going here. Interesting. Still early off the open, so Gonna stay patient. Gonna be hanging out, waiting to see what we get here. But what's up, peeps? What's up? May 350 on the NQ drop. Wait, whatever. Done for the day. Nice. Good to see you guys. Yeah. What's up, Neo? What's up, Divine? What's happening, guys? What is happening? Live to tell. We're happy about that. Scott. All right. Market. What do you got for me today, market? Yeah, framing some trade ideas, guys. Again, I'm looking short from up here for a higher time frame trade, a longer hold trade, off the 15-minute and even higher for a large move all the way down. In these accounts, I'd be comfortable getting involved before that. I'd like a sweep of at least prior day high and for CVD to stay really weak the way that it is right now, and then some kind of rejection up here. So I think my game plan here, rough game plan, if I'm going to look short on this, which I'm tempted to look short on this. I think we got an opportunity to run back down here, 64.80. That's some volume coming in right here. I think we might go chat. Chatty chat. That's a no wick to the upside. Yeah, I'm gonna look short on this. That's my game plan here. I'd love a better entry. This is just not great right off of VWAP. Interesting structure with this getting tested in the overnight session. See if ES is going to work with me here today. Let us see, chat. Let us see. What's up, FreeZex? What's up, Polly? Hope you had a great time in Switzerland. Yeah, man, I had an awesome time. Had an awesome time running around in Europe. It was sweet. Really, really cool. Let's see. Scott, it's been a few days now. Glad you are feeling well, Scott. Glad you're feeling well, man. It's awesome. Divine, short, I guess. NQ, Shu, YM. Avoid the yeah, NQ and YM looking weak, I guess. That's what that means from Wolf. First upside, then downside. Glad you're bouncing back, Scott. Nice. Yeah, man. I'm waiting to see here. I'm looking short in this market today. We could definitely grind to the upside, right? Anything can happen at any time for any reason. That's the great way to think about the market, so you're never caught completely off guard. Here we go to put a wick in here on this 15-minute candle that opened up with no wick to the upside. I'm really tempted to get short on this, guys. I could just see a movement to the downside coming. For all of the reasons that we've talked about so far, CVD is continuing to look pretty ugly. Higher time frame structure. We've got some volume to the downside that I think could be tested, even if we're going to blast off today, or later this week on CPI or something like that. I just don't want to pull it too early because, as we know, oftentimes if you watch the market enough, especially the U.S. indices, before we go down, we go up first, right? And take everybody out, piss everybody off. Before we go up, we usually go down first, right? Just depends what time frame you're watching and how you can try to utilize that within your trading. Yeah, I'm gonna stay patient. If we just melt from here, I'm not in. I'm gonna stay a little bit more patient. I'm gonna challenge myself to stay a little bit more patient than this. I would like to be short in this market, but and I don't want to miss the movement. But I'm gonna stay a little bit more patient because I think we could quickly crack higher. I think we could go and trade, 10 points higher right through prior day high, and I would prefer not to either have to withstand that drawdown or take a stop. I'd rather get short up there. If that happens, great. If not, and it just moves lower, I'm not in it. But I would prefer to have a much better entry and wider stop loss. So if I'm wrong, I'm wrong because the market is pushed in the upside. We're going to check out the 65 30s and 40s rather than I got short down here at VWAP. We wicked higher by 18 points, took Zach and everybody else out, and then we dump. It's very painful when that happens. It's frustrating. It's indicative that you had the movement right. You were looking for the right, move, but your entry maybe wasn't ideal, and your stop loss certainly wasn't ideal. Let's see. Yeah, because even on a wide stop, I'm just above this level. Could pull it. Could pull it from down here. I think I'm gonna end up watching this thing go. Yeah, I'd love to see prior day high get traded out here. I really would. We swept it in the overnight session, so this is some difficult to work with structure for me at least. I like to see a couple things happen off of the open, some structure to form to give me a good indication that I got a decent way to structure risk. I have a good validation point. 700 orders plus at 65.13 and prior day high not getting taken out. That really does nothing for my day here. So I'm going to stay patient. This is a long story short. I'm not going to get this. If we sell off from here, I have the read right, but I'm just not executing the way that I'd like to. But we'll see. We'll see. See what you guys think. What do you guys think in chat? Up or down? Bad PEA today. Good, thanks. Want to scratch your big brain? I don't know if you're talking to me, but I don't know that I have a big brain. How many contracts did you trade on a 50K account? Keith Main asks, how many contracts did you trade on a 50K account? That depends, Keith. Depends on a number of things. Down, short. Okay, you guys are looking at the downside. Here's the question that I would ask yourself, rather than how many contracts, right? Team Bear. Yeah, you guys are looking to the downside. All right. Everybody's looking short today. I don't know. That probably means we're going to go up. No, I'm still waiting. I'm looking short, guys. I'm waiting on a test to take out these highs, maybe session highs, something. It feels like it might not happen. And just jumping in a little bit early is going to be the right move, but it would just be a little bit too aggressive for me. Just really not exactly what I need to jump into a trade. And if it sells off from here, I'm just going to be super sad that I didn't get my 65.23 order filled. And that's just going to be a large live trade that would have worked pretty nicely. But anyway, so here's the deal, Keith. How much how much do you want to risk per day? How many trades do you want to take per day? Here's the questions I would ask myself. How many trades do you want to give yourself per day, right? And then how much do you want to risk per day? You know, worst case scenario, how many days do you want to have before you blow the account, right? And then do the math from there, and then set a personal daily loss limit. You shouldn't go, how many contracts should I trade first, right? You know, maybe you're somebody that's trading on the 30-minute time frame with super wide stop losses and take profits. Maybe you're somebody that's trading with, 3-point stop losses and take profits. It's going to be completely different. What matters is your risk per trade and your risk per day based on your risk tolerances, right? What you're comfortable with. And then do that math and accept it on the front end. For the most part, in a 50K account, if you're working with a $2,000 max loss limit, I think like on the really aggressive side, $500 risk per day is, it completely depends. You could risk the whole thing in one day. Probably not a smart idea. You could risk, $50, $100 a day. There's and everything in between. Just comes down to, what you're comfortable with. Maybe you take a look at your average win rate and risk to reward. So you know that, you're not, this fucking thing's going to sell off on me, man. I know it. This is going to be a painful one to watch, guys. I always try to articulate my thoughts. For those of you that hopped on late, I marked this zone yesterday here, and I actually had a limit sell order at 65.23. It's marked on my TradingView chart for a live account trade. Here we are coming down through the lows. I was anticipating potentially return to this area and then maybe a come down to prior day low or even lower. Would have been a beautiful entry. Still would have been running a wide stop loss, but I didn't get that. I'm looking short, here trading live with you guys. I just no sweep of session highs or prior day highs or overnight highs and liquidity up above is really not my play. Really not my play to just jump in. As we started to do this, 15 minutes after the open. So I'm going to have to stay patient. If it goes, it's not technically, this is a mistrade. This is just a straight up mistrade for me. Not my protocol to throw them on just yet that early in the morning. Usually not up here 3 a.m. But if it goes from here, it's not a mistrade for me on the live. It's just waiting patiently. So we'll see. But anyway, let's talk about it. Up first, then down. Can't be bearish above 64.90. Nice. Yes, Team Bear. Let's see if Trump attacks Chicago before closing bell. Haven't heard much from Uncle Trump these days. What's he up to? I don't know. Don't jinx it, Wolf. Keith says 2 trades a day with $500 max for me. Okay. Yeah, man. So here's how you do the math, right? Here, perfect. You already know what you want. $500 risk per day total. So you should go into the risk settings and set a personal daily loss limit of $500. That's going to prevent you from going on tilt, from doing anything crazy. You should set it to liquidate and lock you out, and you should lock it every single morning. I think that saves more accounts and gets more traders to payouts than anything else that anybody can tell you. My humble biased opinion on Project X. Maybe you set it to $510 or $515 so it doesn't kick you out early. And just accept that in a worst case scenario, you got 4 bad days, 8 back-to-back losses where you'll lose the account. That's probably a pretty real concern and likely thing to happen based on your win rate, right? It's not absurd to go on, a losing streak of maybe 4 to 5 trades back-to-back, really dig yourself a hole, couple wins, and then a couple losses. But that comes down to win rate and risk reward. But going forward from this, you're talking about contract size. What is your typical stop loss, right? And then position size accordingly. What is your? I told you have a big brain. No. What is your? This is simple risk management stuff, guys, and maybe not simple. This is the basics of risk management, right? Creating a risk management plan, and on the front end, all of this should be figured out first. This is not strategy or entries or any of this stuff. You should figure this stuff out first. Now, getting to how many contracts to trade, right? Position sizing. You're going $250 risk per trade. You're going to give yourself 2 losses a day before you're completely done. You set your risk parameters to liquidate and lock you out. That prevents tilt. That prevents everything. But now it comes down to, how do I get into the market with $250 of risk on the line every day? If you are not going to be dynamic with stop loss sizing, which you should be, you should size for volatility, you can do the math on the front end. If you are, meaning your stop loss is going to be a different size on a different day based on how much the market's moving, which it should be, right? You will adjust as you go to keep this $250, right? This is the math. But the question that you're asked is, how many contracts to trade? And I don't know what your stop loss is going to look like, right? And you might not know until that day, right? This on another day, today, this session that we got rolling is like, 10 points, let's say, just roughly, for example. On another day, this might look exactly the same on the 1 minute chart, but this is 30 points, right? We got a lot of volatility. Or it's 5 points, for example. Your stop loss is going to be different because maybe you go above highs and, today that's 9.5 points, but tomorrow that's, 25 points or it's 5 points, right? But the goal here is to position size accordingly. So here's the simple math. You can use position size calculators, but I don't think you have to do that. A mini contract, an ES mini contract is $12.50 per tick, okay? Per tick, the smallest price movement. Ooh, we're starting to move here, guys. The micro contract is $1.25. You probably are going to want to trade micros if you're going to run a $250 stop loss, and you would just be position sizing accordingly. You could do this simple math. You can whip out a TradingView chart right now. You can put a stop loss and take profit tool, and you can say, how wide is my stop loss? Wow, we got a lot of orders stacking up right here on Bookmap. Sorry, guys, taking a look at this. We had something obviously start to come into the markets as I'm talking about this. This is a good conversation. Huge stacks of orders coming on the book. Looks like all one market participant. I don't know if that's legit or not. 1,500 on the book, hit it like a wall and just completely turned down. This looks like it wants to go. This looks like it wants to go. I'm going to watch this and we can do the math. I can do it with you here. But that's what you would do. That's what you would do. Do the simple math. Go to a TradingView chart, go to your Project X chart, whatever you're on, throw a position tool on for a basic size, and your goal is to make whatever that stop loss is, $250. How do you do that? Size up or down with minis or micros. Ooh, man. Didn't feel that. This is kind of interesting here, guys. So I'm still looking short in this market. We wicked up, hit all the orders up here like a wall, didn't lift them, didn't fill, and rejected harshly, didn't come through the low, and are starting to climb back up. This is a little volatile. This could get dicey here. I'm getting short, guys. I'm getting short. I don't know that we come back through this. If we do, I could be dead wrong from up here, and we just blast higher. But CVD continuing to drop off. I think we potentially put a big bearish bar in here, and we continue the downside. This would have been a really nice entry, 5-8 points higher. Had we filled this and then started to reject, I might have been able to get in really aggressively. But I don't know that we come back up here and fill this without just starting to sell off. We wicked above VWAP again. Buyers couldn't follow through, came right back down on it. Looks like we want to break to the downside. So I'm getting short on this. This is more of a, here we go. It's more of a continuation trade, right? And I'm short all the way down here now, waiting for price action to keep moving lower. It's going to give me a worse stop loss than if I was getting really aggressive, waiting for something up here. But I don't know if we come up here. Waited patiently. We didn't return, didn't sweep any of these levels. That was a really gnarly rejection after a sweep above VWAP for a push lower. So I'm short. I'm short one from 65.05 and a quarter. We are definitely getting some movement here. So this could work out in my favor or against me pretty quickly. But I'm looking at this as my only opportunity, right? If we bounce here and come all the way back through these highs, again, I'm just wrong. I wouldn't want to be short if we came all the way back up here, right? I would want to be out, which is why my stop loss is up here. Been trying to keep this just under $1,000 in these accounts. We had this type of movement, right? New market generated information and really aggressive selling pressure. I like that. I like that for a short. If we're going to break, I want to see it break here. Can we come back up here and then, sell all the way off? Sure. We can do whatever we want to do. But that was a pretty gnarly reaction right there. That looked like a take everybody out before moving lower. So let's see. Let's see if we get some continuation to the downside. Don't need to run a take profit. If you guys watch me trade, you know that I typically don't run take profits. Hey, what happened? All right, let's see. Let's see what we get. Trades on. Again, I'm looking towards for a target on this. Looking at the 15-minute chart, I'm looking down here. I'm looking for a sweep of these lows all the way down towards prior day low. Volume point of control over here from the 5th. I think that could be a pretty nice movement. Do we get that? Do we have to come all the way back up on this? We're fixing to find out, as they say in the South. We tested this area multiple times. Stayed below VWAP, hammered into these lows, just swept them now, just swept them. So we'll see if we get some continuation out of this. I think if we do, this could be a pretty solid trade to the downside. But we're going to see. We're going to see. So far, buyer stepping in, not letting this thing go lower. Still a heavy negative CVD, negative 5,500. We'll see if we have to pull all the way back up on me. And, maybe it is that movement. Take everybody out, right? Fake everybody out 47 times, the classic, ES movement. Fake everybody out 47 times, and then come all the way up, and then come down. Could get something like that, but that's not what I'm trading for. Not what I'm trading for. A sweep up here before all of this, maybe I'm short really aggressively off of one of these levels. But on this one, continuation of the downside type trade. That's what we're going with. So we'll see. And if you're new, just so you know my trade management, I really don't do much. I really don't do much these days. Very wide stop loss, right? We're talking almost a 20-point stop loss. Wide take profit. I do not close out for a partial loss. I typically will not close out at break even. I'll close out with discretion on the way in my favor, or take a full stop out. That's the no take profit, always a fixed stop loss style that I'm trading with here. So let's see what we get. Yeah. So we were talking about contract sizing, right? Risk management. If you have more questions, Keith, feel free to let me know, man. But this is the simple math that you have to do. Please don't ask me, here's how many points or ticks my stop loss is. How many contracts should I have on? Simple math. Understand the value for the contract that you're trading. If you're trading NQ, for example, it's $5 a tick in the mini. It's 50 cents a tick in the micro. If you're trading YM, it's by the point, right? Every tick is 1 point in YM, and you would go from there. So that's the basic math that you have to be able to do. Let's see. NQ chop in. I remember all these. You guys are talking about everything crazy here. Zach, view up projection, no trade, cleaner entry, small stop, taking it way down to hell. Yeah, we're gonna see. We're gonna see, man. I would have liked to see this thing break, but again, we got wiggly. We got a lot of volume down here. Maybe we got to come back up through here. It's gonna look pretty ugly if we don't start selling off. I won't like my entry so much if we don't start selling off from down here. But wide stop loss. That's the play. I would allow this thing to come all the way up here, dance around, maybe before coming down lower. Sweep session high, sweep prior day high. We come up here, I'm completely wrong. I'm just dead wrong. It's going to be a bullish day. We are, going to go push higher. Or I'm dead wrong, at least for now, and we're going to chop, but we're going to come 20 points, off of these lows, 25 points off these lows. So, short is my play. We shall see. We shall see, chat. And while we're hanging out, Kobe Clark, what's up? Short ES from 65.12.5. Nice. Very nice. Morning Z, what's up? Mike Z, what's going on, guys? What's up to my peeps on Kick? What's happening? What is happening? Can't break so far. Can't break down lower so far. Finding buyers, back up, fill in some orders. I would like to see this thing dump. Really would like to see that dump. Unfortunately, we are not getting that. Coming all the way back up to VWAP. Not looking wonderful right out of the gate. I'll tell you that much. Not looking wonderful at all. Found buyers off the lows all the way back up to session highs. Couldn't get follow through to the downside. I like this one. Liked this one, I should say. To the downside on that really aggressive wick and then push to the lows, but buyers stepping right back in, bringing this thing higher. I'd love to see a really gnarly rejection, obviously, up above here or maybe right above prior day high. But this is not the price action that I would like to see for this trade whatsoever. Could be the very frustrating deal where we have to push higher before going lower. But again, after this type of price action, being short on a wick lower and then a big push up higher from one of these levels is not my play, right? Really aggressively short from somewhere up here. Like this would have been beautiful. This would have been really beautiful. Aggressively short from somewhere up here before this, that'd look good. But so far, finding buyers, ton of buyers, big bullish candle, forming on the 15-minute chart, not looking great at all. Again, trade management wise, I get to comment on my trades as they play out. Trade management wise, nothing for me to do outside of just accept a stop loss if I have to, right? As far as moving into profit, closing with discretion based on all the tools that I use. But yeah, this looks like trash. Unless we get the knife. Unless we get the gnarly knife after taking everybody out. I'm sure we're popping some stops right here, right? This is above session highs, New York session highs. Should be grabbing some liquidity right here, maybe right above prior day high, like into the 18s. But if we don't find sellers in here and start to turn right back down, come through VWAP, and we continue to push higher, that's just going to look like buyers stepping in. This was a sweep lower first, and then a continuation of the upside. Let's see. So got a chance until 65.25, of course. But got a real nice chance for this to look good to the downside on this sweep and rejection, or one more crack higher and then a really gnarly rejection. Outside of that, could be the stop for me. Going to be a one and done for sure. This is going to be max risk per trade per day that I'm putting on in these accounts. Working with 47,000 accounts, unfortunately, again. But for these, that would be it. Market makers. You guys talking market makers in here? Yeah. I'm the market maker here in my sim funded accounts. Market makers are watching. They spotted Zach stops. NQ spiking just the same as ES. Yeah, it's funny. Very funny. You guys and your market maker models. You silly algo traders. All right. While we're hanging out, if you guys hang out with me here on the streams, we got more and more people hopping on, I appreciate you. Feel free, hit like, hit subscribe. You can do whatever you want to do. But remember, we have a brand new account that launched from Top 1 Futures yesterday. The new Ignite automatic funded accounts. 50K account is just $149. These are the lowest prices in the industry-wide, for an instant funded account. No challenge, no activation, trading directly towards profit that you stand to withdraw if you meet all the requirements and you follow the rules. You want to check that out? Link is in the chat. It's pinned to the top on YouTube on Kick. If you're on X, you should be able to find it somewhere. Code RDF is going to get you that deal. Along with that, going to be giving out one of these accounts. I don't mind saying it here today. Going to be giving out a 50K automatic funded account from Top 1 Futures today. No purchase necessary. Just got to be hanging out for a little bit later. We'll watch this trade start to play out first. Got to be hanging out for a little bit later. Form will drop in the chat. You can fill that out if you want to. You don't have to do anything. Remember, free means free. I'm here every damn day, 9:30 a.m. Eastern, streaming live with you guys, trading live, showing you what real trading looks like for me. But you can get that form filled out if you want to for a chance to win. Not yet. Not yet. And then we'll run the duck race. For those of you that don't know, duck races are just a random way to pick a winner for the accounts. That's what the duck race is. All right, let's see. We got a little bit of a reaction here. I don't really like what happened with CVD, looking at Bookmap. I don't want to make it full screen. Can you guys see this? Yeah, I don't really love this. I don't love that we found so much buy volume on the way up. It's not like a gnarly divergence, and we still are overall pretty negative. As we're starting to come lower, we didn't drop back off. I'd love to see something like that right there. We don't have a ton that we need to go and grab now. That order looked like BS. Don't have a ton up there that we need to go and grab. We didn't fill the 6,500s. That's working to the downside. We don't have a ton here. Don't have an absolute bunch to the downside. We got a little bit more thick all the way up through the 20s here. So Bookmap not really helping me out too much. Not really giving me too much indication one way or the other. If I had to just say one thing, right, CVD not dropping off as we're starting to come lower is not beautiful. I don't really hone in on it that much. I try not to read it like, that's all that I'm using, because it's really, Bookmap is and CVD is really going to be secondary, or however many, it's the last on the list. Over to the right-hand side, price action, market structure, volume, key levels on my chart. All of that comes first for me personally, and then a little bit of order flow on the back end of that. And again, I use Bookmap in a very dumb guy way, very simple pattern recognition, not caring about the narrative and the market mechanics. If that helps you, wonderful. I think there's so much to learn about Bookmap and order flow. I approach it like a complete idiot because that's what works really well for me. When I try to approach things with too much complex knowledge, where I want to sound smart and uncover what's going on behind the scenes on everything, I tend to just drive myself crazy, and it does not help me provide any additional way to make money. Pattern recognition. If this happens, historically, this tends to happen. If this happens, I tend to have a good way to structure risk and a good way to get into a trade, right? Simple things like that. Basic pattern recognition. Using that implicit memory. So, again, I don't love what's happening on Bookmap. I don't love the CVD. I want to see it drop. But this don't look too bad, chat. This don't look too bad. Swept the highs, pop some stops. We come right down through this low. This is actually going to look good. We don't come through the low. We just come right here to my entry and then come back up through the high. It's going to look pretty bad, okay? So, again, I said somewhat of this to not really look too bad if we had a pretty mean reaction, which we just did right here or maybe even after prior day high or a little bit higher. I almost would have liked to take a little bit more heat on this right here, sweep prior day high and then come lower. This is interesting now. Chopping back and forth. You know, if you're trading this and you're not already in something long or short, obviously you shouldn't be copying me. I'd be cautious. This is definitely some back and forth price action. We come through this low, though. It's going to look beautiful. It's going to look beautiful. Again, we come back up through that high after a break, retest, and then continuation. I'm going to hate it. I'm really not going to like it. And I don't have an enormous amount of faith. I would love to see some more volume to the downside, and I'd love to see more selling volume to the downside as we move lower, I should say. But we're going to see. Let our trade play out, right? That's the deal. Market makers, not bots, or yeah. You guys are funny. Yeah, believe me, guys. The market makers don't care about your orders on a sim funded account. Okay, they don't even care about my orders in a live account. Okay, we're not moving the markets. All right, not especially not the U.S. indices. Maybe you're trading super duper small cap penny stock type stuff with a huge account, and you have the ability to move the market a little bit. It can be super frustrating, right? I think everybody's thought that quite a bit. How did my stop loss get hit by a couple ticks and then it just reversed for the entire day? We've all been there, right? The brokers hitting my stop, the prop firms, somebody's out to get me. You know, it's usually not the case. At least I don't believe so. If that helps you to think that, maybe, but I don't think so. Waiting, VWAP, VMA across 2 for 2 today. Nice. But yeah, what you guys got, man? Let me know. What are you thinking? Questions, trading questions. I'm always happy to yap. You guys got questions on trading. You got questions on top one. We were talking about that a little bit yesterday. Happy to yap with you guys. Appreciate you hopping on as always. Thanks for being here, guys. If you're new, welcome to the show. I will drop the 100% free trading community Discord. Not a VIP feeder program, no paid course or VIP mentorship, anything special in there. Just more of this community. Over 2,000 members now. Be more than happy to have you guys in there. Share stuff on the markets, on trading, on news, everything in between. But this is the spot to be right here on YouTube, 9:30 a.m. Eastern, where I'm streaming live. Really streaming live. No trading view chart that we're talking about trading or trading a demo account or something weird. Entries, exits, stops, all on the screen. P&L running from whatever account that I'm trading. Talking about it, doing my best to articulate it. And yeah, you guys can watch that play out. Don't claim to be the best. If you're new, a little bit about me. Been in the markets for quite a bit. I think I got some juice, but I don't claim anything. I just show up here to trade live every day, and you guys can decide for yourself. I don't claim to be the best trader, for sure. Don't claim to have it all figured out. No crazy P&L live account with prop firm leaderboards, none of that stuff. Just a regular, normal dude looking to turn a profit in the markets in a way that is actually translatable to trading regular accounts as well, which I think is important to designate. Not just sim farming, not just YOLOing accounts with 15 contracts at a time and resetting, right? That could be fun. I think it's entertaining. You know, maybe you want to exploit a loophole before you get kicked out of every prop firm. But that's not real trading. That's not trading at all. It's not creating any positive EV, no expected value in the markets. It's just creating a positive EV with prop firms, specifically by exploiting the rule set, right? And I think it's a short-lived game. I think it's coming to an end. But you do you, man. If you want to send it, I wish you the best of luck. So, decision-making time. Market. We going to come through these lows? Or are we coming back through the high? Would be really cool if you came through the lows. Really cool. That would be great. Time will tell, as always. Let's see. Checking Discord. Usually I got a bunch of guys chatting it up in Discord. Let's see. Yeah, chopping here around entry. Let's see. Oh man, yeah, I kicked another scammer from my community. Just what's up, guys? I see we got more people hopping on. Just remember, guys. Number one, I don't sell anything. I don't have a course, right? I yap about prop firms and software that I'm affiliated and partnered with, right? So technically, I guess you could argue, that's not true. But I don't have a VIP. I don't manage your crypto. I don't want to invite you to some special mentorship or any other type of a random thing. Beware of scammers across social media, especially in Discord, that use the same name and same profile picture in your DMs. I don't send DMs or friend requests on Discord. If I reach out to you on any social media or whatever it is, always click on the profile and verify the name. Real Deal Zach and Real Deal Futures here on YouTube, but specifically Real Deal Zach across socials and in Discord. Look at the name, but don't fall for scams. I think that stuff is just so frustrating, and I do a lot for free, right? I'm free across everything, so inherently I get all the scammers because there's no paywall, but please don't fall for that. I don't do anything with crypto unless I'm giving something away. Let me back this up. How clear can I make this? I'm never going to hit you up asking for money in any sense of the word or crypto, okay? I don't have any special VIP or course or program or project or any random thing that you can think of, okay? I'm here free on YouTube live every single day, free community, free 99 across the board, okay? Anything else outside of that is going to be a scam. So just be cautious of it. I have so many of them now as I'm growing, and it's just super frustrating, mad annoying. I spent like hours before I went on this last trip on Instagram because there was one that's nothing in WhatsApp, nothing in Telegram, none of that stuff. So just be cautious of that, guys. Only so much I could do that when the platforms don't even help out. But yeah, always, from Discord, again, specifically in Discord because they're so annoying. I will not send any DMs or friend requests to you in Discord first. If you reach out to me, I will answer. But in Discord, just talk to me in the main chat where I'm talking in the main chat. Why would I be talking to everybody in a DM, right? Talk to me in the main chat. Click on my name in the main chat. Message me in the main chat. Tag me in the main chat. That's it. There's no other hidden stuff. I like you guys. We're all friends and stuff, but it's not what we're doing here. And again, on socials, click on my name. I'm verified on everything. I have a check mark next to my name. I pay Zuckerberg and Elon to have a damn check mark so you guys don't get scammed. Just click on my name. You know, it's simple. Anyway, I hope that helps, guys. It's super annoying. They're so annoying, but this is part of it. Discord, Discord, Zach, your Discord is bigger. Yeah, the Discord's growing, man. It's awesome. This type of movement sucks. Let's go. Anyone here follows Tom Hogard live streams? I watched Tom Hogard for quite a while, read the books, all that fun stuff. Tom's a wealth of knowledge, in my humble opinion. Looks like it might be breaking to the downside. Always check the username in Discord. Yep, cross. Got my cross. I'll be in Duck's green room. Yeah, we got giveaways coming later today. We got Ducks coming later today. Yeah, guys, this thing is back down to the lows. This was a nice rejection. You know, looking at the 15 minute, if we like came down here and closed, we're not though. Closing out here, you know, we chopped a little bit. We're back at entry. You know, this looked good. This looked really good. Like if we continued higher, this would look like terrible. If we push off here again, it's going to look terrible. It's going to look like I'm, you know, selling for a breakout of a range, which before we had that range, I was short over here, you know, not after this. Can't complain when my trade's back to break even after being in a little bit of loss, but I would love to see this thing go. And it hasn't gone yet. CBD dropped all the way back off. We actually have a lower low put in on cumulative volume delta. We had some liquidity above get pulled. You know, all of that makes the case, but we really haven't had any direction out of this market yet. I try to stay objective, even if I'm, you know, in a trade and I would like to see something happen. I always try to do this, right? Like, what have we done so far for NYSE, right? Here is 930, right? Here's the low. Here's the high. What is this, right? Yeah, we're holding VWAP. We swept above highs, right? You know, we're coming down to lows, but this isn't really clean. You know, it's not great. Now we break out here and start to trend lower. It's going to look pretty good, but we haven't done that yet. You know, here we are, multiple minutes now, sitting above the lows. I want to see a break in some movement to the downside. I think we could also just take the 6,500s and turn this into just a really frustrating day, like a really choppy, frustrating day where if we do that, if we like take out 6,500 and we come right back up through the highs, I think that's going to have smoked a lot of people. So I want to see the 6,500s get taken out and then really start to continue lower, you know, down into the 90s. For this to look good. Yeah, CVD looking pretty good as we start to come through this low again. Let's see. There we go. All right, now, chat. Can we continue? I'm holding on to this bad boy to down around prior day low. You know, don't have to make it a banger trade, but same as yesterday, I'll look to apply my discretion on when to exit, right? And if you go back through and you watch my trading, you can decide for yourself if that's something that you want to look at doing, but tends to work well for me. Applying discretion with moving stop loss to break even or moving stop loss around or closing out for a partial loss does not tend to work really well for me, so I don't really do it. But let's see. Starting to move in the direction of my trade. Nice negative CVD. We don't have I would love more liquidity down below to go and grab. The 85s could be an interesting spot. Now, again, we would really, I'm going to be holding for us to come outside of this area of high volume and potentially quickly through down to the next area of high volume, right? If I'm looking at volume profile, both fixed range and visible range over here on my 15-minute chart, you know, that's what I'm looking for. Down through these lows, potentially like to the 85s, to the top end of this would be pretty sweet. Don't have to hold on for an entire banger trade, but this looks okay for right now. We'll let it play out. There's nothing screaming at me like there was yesterday that says get out of this. It's, you know, we're we're really not looking good, you know, take your profit and go call it a day. So we're hanging on. See what we can do. It's not looking bad, though. Not looking too bad. Didn't immediately reject as we came through that low. You know, that looks pretty good. Could see a retest for sure of overnight low. This could turn back up for a bit. You know, go and trade 6 to 10 points higher. That wouldn't be unreasonable. I'd love to just see it knife the way that it is right now. Just to eyeball this. Yeah, 85s would be sweet. I'd be happy with that. Let's see what we get, chat. There we go. 10 points in profit. Not looking too bad so far. 11, 12 points in profit. Again, I'm not a home run hitter. I'm not looking for anything massive. I run wide stop losses, wide take profits. I end up with a, you know, modest win rate and modest risk to reward. But yeah, man, that was a nice knife to the downside. Let's see. I'm gonna look for it around the 85s. We got liquidity down to that level, 130 on the book down there. This thing could really go through like the 475s, for example. We got even more liquidity down there, but I'm gonna hang on for about the 64.85s. That's my target. Let's see what we get, chat. Let's see what we get. There goes the neighborhood. Zach doesn't seem to trust me on trades. But Team Bear, FTW. Team Bear for the win. There you go. Can it go to 64.68? Can it? Yeah, Rohit. And anything can happen. Anything can happen for any time and any reason. It can go to, you know, I think it'd be unlikely to go to an insane low point, but it can. It can do whatever it wants. Well, technically there's price limits, so maybe it can't do anything, but it can go. I think reasonably to the downside. You know, again, I'm not going to look for a home run because it's just not my style. You know, holding on for forever and generating a really high win rate, really low risk to reward. That's really not my style. I like the 85s to 80s for this for an easy, you know, an easy potential target before prior day low. But I think we could come all the way down to prior day low and potentially even lower. We could also reverse from right here, right? We could not, we're sweeping lows right here, right? We could absolutely just be taking out these lows and not want to dip any lower. Come right back up on this thing and just call it a choppy day, or just be sweeping a low and then pulling right back up. I'm looking for just a little bit more out of this. That's my play. But down below this low, it's a dicey spot, right? Could be popping some stops, could find some buyers down here. You know, right into this low area. I'd like the 85s. I think that's a reasonable spot to look on this without even looking past prior day low, all the way down to this area of high volume, all the way down to this volume point of control. So that's what I'm going to hold on for. But yeah, if you were, you know, if you wanted to, if you were looking for this thing to be much lower, right, to really continue down, what do I think would be, you know, a more extended target? Probably into the 75s, below prior day low. Yeah, CVD still dropping off. We can turn here. We can come all the way back up, and it could erase this profit, but that's part of the game. Got to hold your trades at least a little bit. Again, I think there could be reason to hold this thing, way lower, right? You could, I might look to grab profit, and you could see this thing absolutely dump. But from here, I don't have a reason to close. Don't have a reason to close before my target. I've got a target 64.64 if it breaks below 64.90, in my opinion. Nice. Yeah, what did we just come and tap? 64.89. So we swept 64.90, traded 64.89 and 3/4. Yeah, could see that. Could see that. Man, this would have been a banger in the live account. This would have been a banger. Not a banger because I'd be holding on to it, but that'd be showing me. Yeah, that'd be like $1,650 on one contract. Let's see what we get down here. Kind of flattening out here on cumulative volume delta. We definitely found a little bit of buyers right down here after sweeping this low. I don't love that. I don't love that for my day. 85s, man. 85s is what I'm looking for. Let's see what we get on this one, boys and girls. And then we will run a giveaway. We'll give away a Top 1 Futures Ignite automatic funded account. It's going to be the game plan. And while I'm yapping about it and we're waiting for this trade to play out, if you want to check out the new account type from Top 1 Futures, the lowest cost instant funded account, no challenge, no activation fee. Here it is. The Ignite Automatic Funding Account AF, automatic funding. $89 for the 25K account. End of day trailing drawdown on these bad boys. Pretty sweet. There's some other considerations like the maximum payout amount per payout, the ESS score, but the lower profit target, the end of day trailing drawdown, the price point, obviously, all really solid stuff. So I think these are going to be a great option for a lot of traders that just don't want to put a lot of risk on the line. As they start trading, maybe they want to trade a different platform. They want to try out a different prop firm. To get into an instant funded account, a 50K for like $149, or $89 in a 25K, I think it's a pretty wild opportunity. So I will throw, but remember, I'm partnered, I'm affiliated, I stand to make money, I can't be unbiased. That's why it's important for you guys to go to the site if you want to check it out. There's the link in the chat. If you decide you want to support yourself with the best deal right now, code RDF gets it done. Support you, support your boy, support the channel. But you do whatever you want to do. Let's see. Kobe Clark out with 1,700, 13-point take profit at 64.99. Done for the day. Nice, brother. Nice. Yo, you should post your stream. And I don't know what that is, but cool. Maybe I'll look at it. Let's see. P&L at 1,200 traded NQ. Nice. Is AF technically an IF account? They're all technically instant funded accounts. They just have different designations, right? Different names for them. It's an instant funded account. They're just calling it something different to break it between the standard instant funded account with Top 1 Futures, the straight to sim funded Pro, and the new Ignite automatic funded, right? They got to try to come up with different fun names for it. But read the rule set. I got a video breaking down the differences between all of them if you want to check it out. It's on my YouTube. It's the last video posted here. It's the one with all the flames for the Ignite account. Let's see. CVD still dropping off, putting a new low in. Can we go? Give me the 85s. Give me the 85s, chat. Let's see. Let's see. Putting a gnarly 15-minute candle into the downside. I'd love to see this thing push a little bit lower. Give me a take profit so I could be on with my day. This is a dicey spot right below these lows. Finding some buyers here, man. I really don't love it. I don't want to clip this one too early because obviously anything can happen, but this, for target, I've got something mapped out on my chart for a reason. Right around the 85s. We got quite a bit of liquidity there. It's a safe spot, in my opinion, being above prior day low by 5 points. So I'm not waiting for it to go and break yesterday's low. It can just kind of come low in the session and then pull right back up. Heavy negative CVD. We're past negative 10,000 now. That still looks good. Nothing crazy that jumped out at me. So attempting not to be too quick to close on this one today. But if you don't take profit, whenever it's in front of your face, of course, that means you're leaving it on. You're risking it coming back on you. That's part of the game, part of trade management. When you take profit, what's the risk? That the thing just dumps, right? And you end up watching the market sell off another, 30, 40, 50 points without you, right? So there's always a double-edged sword with this stuff. Always a double-edged sword with this stuff. Yesterday, had a good reason to close for a partial profit, right? $500 when I had, $1,000 worth of risk on the line. Had a good reason to do that, right? CVD was really starting to jump out at me. Not continuing to move lower. Not continuing to move higher on a growing CVD. In fact, a declining one. This looks like trash. Come on, ES. Don't play with me now. A lot of volume just popped on that one. A lot of volume popped on that one. Heavy CVD jump. Really aggressive to the upside. Got to sit through it. I don't like that we swept the low and we started to turn right back around. But let's see what we get here. Let's see what we get here, chat. $1,100 away from a payout, $150K. Not going to rush it, but hopefully tomorrow. Yeah, bro. Whatever you do, don't rush it. Trade the way that you've been trading, right? That's just what makes sense. Continue to do whatever you do that got you there, and I wouldn't even think about tomorrow. I would just say, whatever. If I take a loss tomorrow, if I take a win tomorrow, I don't know what's going to happen next. I don't need to make money. I'm just going to let this play out. I definitely would not think in terms of, if I just win this trade, my take profit is at the, at the point that gives me a payout, that type of stuff. That's trading your P&L and focusing too much on it. But congrats, bro. Getting close to a payout. Really nice. Just keep trading, keep doing what you're doing. That's what makes, I think, logical sense for traders to do. So many, unfortunately, don't do that. They change what they're doing, right? They start changing stuff up, and it starts to go sideways. Right? True. Yeah, man. So well done, though, dude. Well done. Really don't like what I'm seeing right now. Obviously, like to keep moving my direction. We had a nice knife lower. A little bit of a pullback. I would love to have seen continuation right here and just give me the W. But we didn't do that. We swept the low, pulled right back up. A lot of volume on a pullback. Not completely abnormal. And just price action to market structure, but a sweep below these lows and then coming all the way back up through this is a possibility. I'm making the conscious decision to hold on to this. If I close every one of my trades at a 0.75 to 1 risk to reward, I'll end up with a really high win rate and a really not great risk to reward, especially if I don't have a reason to do it based on market generated info. Specifically, I really do start to lean on volume data when it comes to looking at spots to close. But we're going to let it play out. That's my play. Don't know what's going to happen next. Don't need to make money. Let's see. Let's see if we can catch a little W here, man. Let's see if we can catch a W and then get someone funded with a new account. That would be really, really awesome if it's not going to make me wait for it all damn day. We don't come back down through this low. I'll run the giveaway. That's going to be the game plan. So, on that note, you guys know what you got to do. Go ahead and smash the like button. We had 165 people on YouTube alone that hopped on and off. Got about 35 people on here right now. We got 18 likes. I'm going to throw the number out on YouTube. We're going to have to get that to 35 likes. If all of you hit the like button right now, I will drop the giveaway form in chat. Go ahead. This one's going to be for a Top 1 Futures Ignite automatic funded account. You guys want this giveaway form to drop? That's the goal. What did I say? 35 likes. I'm going to make it really easy for you guys. I used to do like 75. Going to make it super simple. Super simple. Yo, what's up, man? What's up? And while we do that, go grab some water. I'll be right back, guys. Yeah, if we come lower, I'm going to be out. If we come lower, I'm going to be out. That's my game plan. Just in case we knife down there, I'm going to throw a fixed take profit in there. I'll be right back, guys. Going to grab some water. Back in action, chat. Ugh. Ugh. Disgusting, ES. I'm disgusted with you. Part of the game. This don't look good. CVD still pretty low. Not a whole lot of liquidity up there, but that's a gnarly reversal off of these lows. Don't like it at all. No stop loss to break even. Not my play. I will let this come all the way back on me. I will let winners turn into losers in the pursuit of larger profit. That's what my data tells me to do. But that looks like absolute trash. Don't like it at all. No reason for me to grab profit outside of just being below some session lows from yesterday. A little bit lower would have done it, but unfortunately, this one's going to come back on me, at least for now. Damn, showed me 700 something bucks of profit. All the way back up. Yep, that's how it goes sometimes. Well, if we come back down, I'm going to hold for a little bit longer. At this point, if we get a really gnarly rejection reversal, we tap VWAP, we come back down lower later into the day, I'll be hanging on to this one, but this don't look good. Does not look good. Really nice knife lower, and then maybe the V-shape reversal. We retest overnight low up here. We retest VWAP. We trade through like the 65.05s and then come back down lower. I'm going to hold on to this one. Back all the way down towards prior day low. But that was pretty gnarly reversal. So we shall see. All right, almost giveaway time. Let's see what you guys did. Let's see what you guys did. May reject, then hit your target. You know how it goes. Yeah, we'll see. We shall see. A+ for me, right? Here's all I can do. Here's all we can do as traders, or at least what I know how to do. Grade your execution, grade your process, right? Did you wait patiently for your setup to come? For me, yes, A+. Did you not do anything stupid in trade management before you were supposed to? Yes, A+, perfect, right? If this trade comes back on me, that's the market today, right? I did not have a reason to close as we came down lower. I didn't have a target, a final target hit, and in between my entry and all the way into profit, I did not have something that I define as a reason to close, right? Market generated information that says, hey, if you close this out now, you probably got a better chance of just grabbing your profit, even though it's a low risk to reward, right? And if you do this every day, every time this happens, you're probably going to end up ahead, right? Just didn't have that. Just didn't have that today. So if it has to come all the way back on me, it has to come all the way back on me. That's the deal. So let's see. 32 likes. We got 42 people on here, 39 people on here. We got how many on X? We got 31 of you guys on X. If you want in on this giveaway, guys, I'm about to give away a Top 1 Futures Ignite automatic funding account. If you guys want in on this, I'm going to link it right here for y'all on X that love to stay on Twitter. Bring yourself over to YouTube. Here it is in chat. People on Twitter, all 30-something of you guys. There it is, right down below in the live stream chat. You guys want a chance to win an account? You got to hop on over here to YouTube. That's my MO. That's what we're going with. Let's see, 33 likes. 2 more likes, and we will drop the giveaway form. It's going to be live in the chat. This is going to be for a 50K Ignite automatic funded account from Top 1 Futures. Shout out Top 1 Futures. Let me make sure I got this ready. Got this ready to roll. Yeah, we're good. We're good. We're good to go. We're gonna run a nice duck race. Get everybody fired up with a duck race. Let's see. Couple more, you guys. Yeah, I'll wait for it. Couple more, you guys. Smash the like button. Remember, you don't have to do anything. Free means free. You could be here hanging out every damn day or whenever you want. No charge. We run this free 99. Tag the Discord. Benefit of being in the Discord, every once in a while I throw you guys a heads up. Let's see. Yeah, you guys are holding out on it. Let's see. I need 2 more likes for the form to drop. I said 35. I'm going to stick to my guns on this one. 35. If you're on Kick, you're going to get the form as well. Shout out to my boys on Kick as well. We'll get you guys the form. Let's see. There we go. Oh, it was loading late. My bad, guys. Sorry. We had like 40 something. Okay. Let's go. Dang, how did you get that full beard? Just don't shave, Bill. But this beard's been around. This ain't nothing new. All right, guys. Form is in the chat. There you go. It is going to be pinned. Pinned in the chat on YouTube. Here it is on Kick for y'all on Kick. If you're on X, I dropped it in the chat. More than happy to have you guys in. About to give away a 50K Ignite automatic funded account from Top 1 Futures. No purchase necessary. There's the graphic for the giveaway. It's giveaway time. Remember, guys, 1 per person. Don't fill it out more than 1 time. If you fill it out more than 1 time, I gave a couple people a couple second chances. I'm just going to ban your ass from everything. And you won't be able to get the account anyway. It's going to come straight from Top 1 Futures. If you have an account with Top 1 Futures already, you don't need one. But if you do, use the same email. Otherwise, it's a red flag. Okay, guys? 1 entry per person. No purchase necessary. I'll give you guys about 10 minutes to get this one done. Should sell hair club for men. That's funny, Bill. That's funny. Give you guys about 10 minutes. We'll get this form filled out. Appreciate y'all being on here. Happy to be running giveaways. If you don't win today, remember. Oh, also, last piece of this. You have to stay on here. You have to be here to claim it. If you fill the form out, you got to hang out for 10 minutes. We're going to run a duck race. Give everybody a shot to win. Random. You got to be here to claim the win. If you just are filling it out, sending it to 47 people, that type of deal, that's my other way of qualifying to make sure that, you guys are actually playing fair here. You got to be here to win, okay? That's part of it. So, hang out on stream. And what I was about to say is if you don't win today, come back tomorrow, come back another day. You're going to be running a ton of giveaways. Ton of giveaways coming up. Appreciate you guys being on here. Thank you. Appreciate y'all being in the community. Y'all are awesome. Let's see what we got, chat. Chatty chat. Got giveaway forms rolling in. Remember, pinned on YouTube, pinned on Kick if you guys want to check it out. Link is in the chat. If you're on X, all 32 of you guys, appreciate you being there. You don't have to do anything, but if you want a shot to win a 50K Ignite automatic funded account, be more than happy to have you on YouTube or Kick. Thanks from the chat. While we're watching this trade play out, are we going to come back down on this? We're going to diamond hands it, chat. That's what I know. Let me pull out the diamond hands meme. There's the like one of the funniest see if I can find it. The one with Bruce Lee when he goes paper hands, diamond hands. Let's see if I can find it. Here it is. Panic seller. Paper hands, diamond hands. No, diamond hands is a kind of a stupid slang term, but I like to post the fun memes, man. Hold your trades, right? If you have a reason to close them out, if it's within your strategy, your approach, whatever you're supposed to do what that is. Do whatever that is, right? But for me, in a case like this, I'm tempted, right? I'm tempted to do something that is not part of my approach. To just close out. Take a win on the live stream with you guys. Say, yay, another W, $350 times 7. Great. Yay, happy, took a W. That's not something that's going to generate the best P&L for me long term. Do I want to watch this potentially come all the way back on me to generate a loss after being in profit? No, I really don't. But I have to stick to my guns. I have to review my data and understand what's best, not just for today, but for the next 20 trades, 50 trades, 100 trades, right? And that's how I try to think in a large sample size. That's how I'm able to stay kind of calm and not panic sell because I care, right? Of course, we all want to win. We all want to make money every day. But I have less of a focus on what happens on this next trade, right? I don't get too jacked up when I win. I don't get too upset when I lose any one single trade because I know it doesn't carry that much weight. Like this one trade being $1,000 win or loss, that's not going to get me to, my goal, right? And doing something that is not within my approach, right? My strategy, my trade management, whatever you want to call it, the way that I apply some consistency, even if it generates a small profit, that's going to hurt me in the long run. That's going to reinforce a bad habit, something that I shouldn't do, right? So that's the way that I think about this, because I think a lot of traders hop on. Maybe you haven't been here for however long this stream's been running, an hour or two, or you just catch a part, and it's very easy to say, hey, never let a winner turn into a loser. Always take profit. See profit, take profit, right? There's so many different, axioms of what you should have done. Maybe up here, I close the trade out and it runs in profit. And then, what does everybody say? All of the other opposite axioms. Trust your stop loss, right? Why did you put a stop loss if you weren't going to allow it to go there, right? What was the point of, panicking out, being fearful, putting that risk on, right? You didn't accept risk on the front end. But I think all of it comes down to, what are you going to do day in and day out? Where are you going to allow for some discretion, which means you're going to have some subjective interpretation of your rules. You're going to have some manual input. It's not going to be the exact same every day. Where are you going to allow for that? How are you going to allow for that, right? And I think try to stick to that and recognize that the market's very random on the short term, very consistent on the long term, or fairly consistent, maybe not very consistent. And we're never going to be able to know with 100% certainty or even close to it what's going to happen on one next trade. We don't know, right? You don't have to know to make money. That's the thought process here. That's what I try to employ. So if you can do that, right, you create a little bit better understanding about the markets. You're able to apply your approach, right? Allow your trade to be a winner or a loser, but to grade yourself well and say, hey, I did what I was supposed to do. Right? Market didn't agree with me today, or I just took a natural loss. Maybe there's some room for improvement, but I'm not trying to improve as I'm trading, right? On every single individual trade. You do that through review and your adjustments. So at least that's my approach, right? I don't have it all figured out. I'm not a genius. I'm not the best trader in the world. But that's how I approach this this game. Yeah, and for me, I got nothing. I can't allow myself to close this one. Not a stop loss to break even. Not a closeout now. None of it, unfortunately. Although I would like to, right? Although the internal conflict that you have with yourself is, just take it off. It's coming back on you. It could be a loss. It could be a winner now. These are all the psychology, the mindset pieces that come into play. What's more frustrating than just taking a normal loss and saying, well, I had something that got close to maybe being a take profit, but it ended up being an L. What's even more frustrating, breaking what you should be doing something different, and then watching the trade play out in your favor. Not as bad and even more dangerous is doing something that you're not supposed to be doing, winning on that day, it working out, and reinforcing a really bad habit, creating a really gnarly bad habit. So that's the way I try to think about this stuff, guys. Again, I allowed myself the discretion to close yesterday because I had something really in my face screaming at me that said, get out, right? I could lie to myself today and tell myself that, but outside of price action and market structure, doing its dance up here, I really didn't have that at any point. In fact, CVD still super heavy, pull back to overnight low, not completely unreasonable, little double top action, staying below VWAP. Not if I close, here's the thought process, right? If I close this here, am I accepting happily that, we run all the way in profit to a $2,000, $10,000 trade, across accounts? No, definitely not. Got to allow that one to be an L. So that's my thought process on this one. As we have giveaway form in chat. We got a bunch of people on the live stream. Thanks for hopping on, guys. We're going to get ready to close this out. I said I would give you guys about 10 minutes. We had a trade running in profit. Wanted to talk about that one. You guys got a great chance for winning. Y'all are sleeping on here. Damn, nobody wants to win today? There's way more of you on here that have filled it out. Here, I'll drop it again. Guys, giveaway form is live in chat. No purchase necessary. Get yourself a chance to win a Ignite automatic funded account from Top 1 Futures. Here's the form. I'll give you guys another couple minutes to get it filled out. Y'all are funny. But we're not going to have a lot of ducks in this race. We're definitely not going to have a lot of ducks in this race if you guys keep it up like that. Let's see. Gonna get the form ready to go. I'll give you guys another couple minutes. We'll run some duck races. Happy to be back doing the duck races. Let's see. All right, there we go. Now some of you woke up. We got some more people rolling in. You don't have to fill anything out. But anyway, let me let you know again. Only one time. Only fill it out one time. While I get this ready. Phil, nice. Dude, I never win. We'll see. Maybe today, Bill. Did the Ignite... It's random. Guys, it's random. I don't pick my friends. Did the Ignite program drop today itself? Yeah, yesterday. There it is, right there. The new Ignite automatic funded account from Top 1 Futures. This is the lowest cost instant funded account. I think this is going to be great for newer traders, for traders that don't want to put a lot of money on the line, that really want to limit downside risk. I think it could be great for you guys. Ability to copy trade up to 6 of them. There's definitely some advantages like the price, like the end of day trailing drawdown, like the very low profit target. It's the lowest profit target out of all of the accounts, right? Only $2,500 on the 50K. But there's some drawbacks, right? Obvious drawbacks. You got a 20% ESS score, right? That's tighter than the regular just 20% consistency. You have a maximum payout per payout of $1,000, right? That's lower than the 2,500. Trying Trying to think what else there was that would be a downside. Copy trading 6 is better. End of day trailing drawdown. That's really solid. No intraday trailing drawdown. Profit target, really, really solid. Yeah, ability to copy trade a whole bunch of them if you wanted to. And the other awesome thing about these, you can have these and all of the other accounts if you want. You can have one of these up to 6 of them if you want. And you can also have the instant funded accounts separate. You can have the straight to sim funded pro separate. So I think that's a solid piece that Top 1 Futures is doing as well, giving you a bunch of different choices, right? Maybe you say, hey, Zach, no, I don't want a consistency score. Or I want to trade, the ESS score. Or I want to trade the 150K accounts, right? You know, I want the larger account size. I want larger drawdown. Awesome, they have that. Maybe you say, I don't even want to spend $80. I want to spend $40 on a challenge and just get my feet wet. They have that option, right? Plenty of different options, I think, is good. Because, again, I don't think there's one best, even with Top 1. And remember, I'm partnered, I'm affiliated with Top 1. I stand to make money, can't stand to be unbiased. So do your own research, head to the site, check this stuff out for yourself. But I think having more options, different account types, different rule sets can be helpful. Be helpful for traders. Let me get my rifle. I better win one. Jose, what's up? If it's instant, why is there a profit target? Like to get a payout? Yeah, there's a certain amount of profit in all instant funded accounts that you have to put up before you take a payout. That's pretty much standard across the industry. You can't just buy an instant funded account and make $100 and withdraw it. That would be nice, but it wouldn't be sustainable by any sense of the word. So yeah, different profit targets for different accounts. If you guys want to check these ones out, 25K looks good. Yeah, there it is. 25K for $89. I mean, again, is that the best rule set? It depends. Depends on what you're looking for, right? I think the instant fundeds are really, really solid with the 20% consistency rule, end of day trailing drawdown. But you're going to pay for that, right? You're going to pay a different price. So I think these are going to be super duper popular. I think having the lowest cost of anything in any industry is really interesting. But again, decide for yourself, right? Head to the site, read the different rule sets. Maybe you watch the video, the last video that I have on my YouTube, if you guys want to check it out. It breaks it down. This way you can kind of go through it. 20 minimum trading days of what profit target? Head to the site, my brother. Head straight here. You're asking a lot of questions, but if you have a specific one for something that you don't understand, I'm happy to answer it. But here's the site. Head straight here. Go to the frequently asked questions right at the top, and that's going to give you all of the details. This way, I don't turn this into just a complete talking about just listing the rules. But if you have a question, something that you don't understand, more than happy to answer. You could hop in the free Discord. You could hop on the live sessions. We could talk about it. All right. We have the giveaway form live. Last chance, guys. Go ahead and get it filled out. And then we are done. I'm gonna close this out right now. We're gonna get the ducks lined up, and we'll get somebody funded with one of these accounts. All right, guys. Last chance. Last chance. If you're filling it out right now, I'll give you one more second. All right. Closing the giveaway form right now. Done. Let's see. We got the ducks lined up. Chat. This is going to be for this account right here. The new Ignite automatic funded account from Top 1 Futures, the 50K. Going to come straight from Top 1 Futures. Make sure you guys are using an email that is legit. Let's see. All right, duck races ready to go. There we go. We got the ducks lined up, chat. Make sure you guys can see this. We got the ducks lined up. Let's go full screen with it. Let's get rid of this banner so you guys can see it. Oh, the duck races. Oh, the duck races. Remember, you guys got to be on the... Throw some ducks in the chat, guys. Throw some ducks if you're in YouTube. If you're on Kick, feel free. Throw some ducks in the chat. It's been a while since I have been tempted to return to Top 1 Futures. This may push me over the edge. Cheap way to try out the ESS. I'm not sure if I'll like it or not, but it may be cheap enough to try. Sure. Yeah. Again, I think I'm super duper bullish on Top 1, obviously, right? Been partnered with them from the launch for a number of reasons, but I know they had some growing pains, right? I've been part of all of it, right, as far as being a partner and affiliate. Payout speeds being back to 24 to 48 hours. Most people getting paid, from what I saw, under 24 hours in the chat is super, super awesome. Happy to see that improve. They've really clarified their rule set. They had some adjustments up front. They've had to deal with a lot of sin farmers, a lot of guys that are just trying to game the system. And, you know, that resulted in some FUD, obviously, the competition taking it and running with it, which I think just doesn't help anybody out. But they put processes in place to, you know, get those guys handled ahead of making it to payouts and then claiming that, you know, they're due a payout and they're being denied, all that stuff. Improvements for the better. So I'm super stoked on it. Again, I think the ESS score is unique. Make sure you head to the site, read it. I have videos on it. It is more difficult to work with, in my humble opinion, than a consistency score. Just like a consistency score is more difficult to work with than no consistency rule at all, right? Just like any type of prop firm rule is more difficult to work with than just a live account. But again, find stuff that works for you, right? Find stuff that is the least amount of money that you have to pay. In my opinion, this is what I would do and what I attempt to do. The least amount of money for the best opportunity for you specifically. Everybody trades differently. They use different platforms. They have different approaches, different trade management styles. All of that feeds into what the best opportunity is for you specifically. And that might mean not Top 1 Futures at all, right? It might mean a different firm. So hope that helps. Head to the site, read it yourself. All right, guys, let's run it. Ducks are in the line. They are off. This is for a 50K Ignite automatic funded account. Appreciate you guys hopping on. We got ducks in the chat. There it is. There it is. Let's see. I want the duck. Yo, duck. All right, I'll start announcing it like a horse race when we get a little bit closer to the end. I think that's going to be my game plan. I don't know, man. I don't know. There's a conspiracy theory about the naked ducks, the non-decorated ducks, being faster. I don't know. We've had some crazy looking ducks win, but the non-decorated ducks seem to make it to the front. I don't know. I'll also note that a lot of ducks seem to get stopped out right before they make it to take profit. They have a lot of reversals that come in, so don't get too excited up front. Get a lot of ducks that just smash the stop loss right into the end. But let's see, guys. Let's see what we get here. All right, we got almost down to 30 seconds. Let's see. Remember, you got to be on the stream to claim it. Can't just dip out. Let's see. We've got Jessica C, Trader ML, Caleb down on the bottom, Darren S. This is a tight group. Tight group coming into the finish here. Jose down on the bottom with the lipstick queen duck. Nice. Kazra F down front. Let's see. SRH, you guys got some slang. Oh, Barat up front. I definitely can't pronounce that name. I'm so sorry. The green duck, the Jose with the lipstick, Thomas B, Dwayne W, Luan K, Kobe C, Kazra F. Oh, Kazra F making a run for it towards the end. Oh, it was a nail biter with Kobe almost making it. Kazra F, what's going on? Come on, Jose. Come on, there you go. I don't see mine in front yet. You guys were close on that one. Kazra F is taking the W on this one, guys. The number 7 pink duck. Kazra, where you at, my man? I know you're on here somewhere. Ah, there he is. Kaz Trades in chat on Kick. What's up, brother? Congrats, taking the W. We've had quite a few of the same peeps win. We only had, did we have 50? I think we had like 50 ducks on that one. So you guys had a really good opportunity to win. Not having a ton of people on the chat and on the live stream, I think, is a benefit to you guys. You get a better opportunity to win. So shout out you guys not hopping on with this one. But remember, if you didn't win today, feel free to hop on tomorrow, hop on later this week. Let me get rid of that. Kaz will be reaching out to you after this one. Still got this trade running, guys. I'm going to hold on to it. Diamond hands. We talked about it. Where is it? Where's the diamond hands meme? Where's the diamond hands meme? Break it back out. Hold on. No, that's not it. Damn it. All right, I'll post it in chat. We'll see if this one has to come all the way back up on me. Appreciate you guys hopping on, as always. Thanks for being here. Remember, if you didn't win and you want to check these accounts out, they're here for 2 weeks. Code RDF is going to get you the best deal. Link is in the chat. W's in the chat for Kaz. You guys are all saying congratulations. Awesome. Appreciate you guys being there. Appreciate you guys being awesome. We'll be running duck races all week, guys. Don't worry if you didn't win. If you want to check it out, link is in the chat. I'm going to post it right now since it's not pinned. 50% off, code RDF, Top 1 Futures. You guys can check it out. Get it done. Congrats. Yeah, you guys are awesome, man. Hella supportive community. We love it. Remember, guys, quick disclaimer while I leave this one up. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't provide financial advice. Nothing I say or do is suggestion or recommendation to do anything at all. I'm just an idiot here yapping on YouTube for entertainment purposes only. Trading's very risky. Most traders do lose money. Do your own research. Make your own decisions. Read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading, which is what this is, even in funded prop firm accounts, and the affiliate and partner disclaimer that says I stand to make money from links and codes in my content, like Top 1 Futures that we're talking about right now, code RDF, Bookmap, and others. Appreciate you guys hopping on. Thank you for being here. Awesome live stream. I'll keep you guys updated if we blast through the highs. You know, unfortunately, this trade's probably cooked. We come back down through the lows. You know, we're taking a nice W. But I'll keep you guys updated in Discord. Talk to y'all soon. Thanks for being here. See you tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. Eastern. More live trading, more account giveaways, more duck races, more fun. Talk to you guys later.